What's going on, everybody? It's AG here. So we are a couple weeks out officially from week one of the college football season. So it's time to start doing some game previews. We're going to be starting today with number 14 Clemson versus number 1 Georgia, a potential almost college football playoff matchup. Both these teams have playoff aspirations this year. Clemson looking to win the ACC, get back to the playoff. Georgia looking to win the SEC and get back to the playoff as well. They lost it last year. Preseason number 1, though. They've got a lot coming back. We'll talk about Georgia first. You've got Carson Beck back at quarterback, one of, if not the best college football quarterbacks right now at the moment, but they do lose some key pieces on offense. All right, you lose Lab McConkey out wide. You lose Brock Bowers at tight end. How are they going to replicate that production? We know Kirby Smart can always have talent at this school. They're going to have depth. You know what I mean? They recruit well. They do well in the transfer portal as well. So they're always going to have next man up mentality here at Georgia. And I think they definitely are worthy of the number 1 team right now. Last year, they lost that SEC championship to Bama, but if they win that, they're in the playoff. They might even win the thing. But Clemson, though, on the other hand, all right, they've got a lot of talent coming back as well. The last time these two teams played, I think Georgia won like 10-3 in 2021. Now these teams are obviously a lot different. Since then, the mainstays here are Dabo and Kirby. But Dabo, the one thing with him lately, as far as since Clemson, has kind of been on a downward trend. Not necessarily saying completely down. A down year for them is a season a lot of teams will kill for, being an 8, 9 wins, 10 wins, whatever. But with Cade Klubnik at quarterback, they just haven't really quite got to the playoff, over the playoff hump, getting to the playoff and winning the ACC. They haven't quite been able to do that. But Klubnik is a multiple-year starter now. He's going to be relied upon a lot in this offense, and I'm curious to see how Clemson looks. They lose some pieces in the transfer portal. That's kind of been Dabo's weak spot lately. He loses guys in the portal, but he doesn't reciprocate it and bring guys back in the portal. That's kind of his knock right now. I think this game is going to say a lot more about Clemson than it does Georgia. I think Georgia does win this game. I'm going to go ahead and say that right now. But as you can see, Georgia is favored by 14, so 2 touchdowns. I think it's going to say a lot more about Clemson going forward than Georgia, because if Clemson can keep this game competitive, I would say within 20, so 14 or less, probably within that range. Definitely if they keep with single digits. But if Clemson can keep it 2 touchdowns or less, they're feeling good about themselves, in my opinion, going forward. Like, hey, we can play with this team. We can probably play with anybody in the country. We definitely can win the ACC, no doubt. But as of right now, I would say both these teams are playoff teams. I think Clemson can definitely win the ACC. The ACC is up for grabs. I mean, them, Miami, Florida State, NC State, Louisville, those are probably the mainstays there. Georgia, favored in the SEC. You got Alabama, Texas, Ole Miss, teams like that. They kind of are vying for that position. But I would argue, like I said, both these teams, I think, could definitely be argued that they are the favorites in their conference, no doubt. But Clemson, this is their chance to kind of prove to the country that, hey, we mean business this year. We're going back to the playoff, and we're here to make a statement. Now, when I watch Clemson as of late, they just haven't looked like the Clemson of old when they were making the playoff year in and out, when they could realistically compete with Georgia, Ohio State, Alabama. They just look smaller and slower to me lately. Now, I know they have some dudes, no doubt, but they've just looked like that to me. Now, I'm curious to see how they look this year, because I know last time when I was saying that, they were still young. So these guys might have been, a year older. They might get a little bigger, might get a little stronger, a little faster. So Clemson a year older. Can they compete with Georgia? I think they can keep it close, but I think Georgia is too much. I would say Georgia probably beats them by somewhere in that 10 to 20 range. So that spread's really almost a coin flip. But give me Georgia here. But what do you think? What are your thoughts on this game? Let me know down in the comment section. Also, I am hosting an ESPN Pick'em group, college football related wise. So if you're interested in joining that, you'll see this little ticker below me. The link is in the community tab. Free to join. Winner gets a free prize. All you got to do, be a subscriber. But what do you think of this game? Let me know down in the comment section. Comment down below. Make sure to like this video and subscribe.